What's going on, everybody? My name is Pete with Krietz Customs. Today we're going over our top 5 questions that we get on a daily basis about lifted trucks. Let's get right into it. With question number 1, how much lift is right for me? Or how much lift is too much? How much lift is too little? This is a question that is so fun to get because it is completely and utterly, well, there are a few factors that aren't opinion-based, but it is pretty opinion-based. I would say for the daily person just getting into a lifted truck, if you want the stance of a lifted truck but don't want the complications that come with it, a 3.5-inch lift is your perfect lift height, because not only does it not get rid of your factory cross member, so if you wanted to go lower, you could. If you wanted to go higher, you still can. So you're able to go back down to stock height if you wanted to. It doesn't give too much play into the changing of the ride quality of the vehicle. Obviously, if you do a lift correct in any means, it's gonna not hopefully change it for the worse. But when you do it correctly, it should be absolutely fine driving. It's just gonna change a little bit in terms of it being different, not so much so being worse, but being different. Now, a 3.5 isn't too crazy of a height. You can usually fit 33s on Rams, actually. I've done 35 1150s on Rams, and it looks absolutely amazing. It gives it just enough height to where it's different. This has a 6-inch, so it has 35 1250 22s on 22 12s, which is why it sticks out so much. If you want it to stick out a little bit with a 3.5, if you're starting out, you can do that by doing a 10 wide wheel and some 33s on Rams. On most vehicles, you actually you gotta be cautious when you're doing that. You might have to do some trimming. Rams are freaking, this is the widest wheelbase in the entire truck industry. So you have a lot of room. You're also able to do 35 1150 20s or 22s with a 22 by 9-inch wheel with some trimming potentially. I think that actually looks, that's like one of my perfect, I guess we're doing a perfect stance video at some point. That stance is great for me. I love a crazy lifted truck that's got a 12-inch lift and it's got, you know, some stupid thing done to it. But if I'm looking for like a perfect stance for me, it's gonna be a level kit, a 3.5 with 20 and 35s. That's money for me. That's all I need. If you want something a little bit more aggressive, a 6-inch 22 12s and 35s is our standard. We've tested it a million times. It rides phenomenally, especially when you lift it like this with new struts and upper control arms to replace your factory ones. That will keep the comfort of the ride phenomenally, and it does look a lot different than your factory. Either which way, starting off, I would say if you don't want anything too crazy, just do a leveling kit. Level it up in the front and then throw some 33s on. That's what I got. I have said this millions of times. I don't treat my truck well. My truck is I tow with it. I freaking go around fields at 45 miles per hour. I don't know how my ball joints have survived. I'm able to do a lot of that because it's just a leveling kit. It's pretty phenomenal to see, like, it doesn't change at all the factory quality of the ride or the quality of the tow or anything like that when you just do a leveling kit or a 3.5. You can still tow with a 6, you can still tow with an 8. I've seen people tow with a 12. It's just you need different and modifying factors to be able to make that happen, like a Gen Y hitch or something like that. So yeah, that is your answer to question 1. How much lift is perfect? It's a very opinionated piece. If you want to just start off, I would say 3.5 is perfect for the beginner. What size tires should you run? That's another one that's very opinionated based. I would ask a question in response to that is, what type of driver are you? When it comes down to it, if you're somebody that's driving all over the United States for travel and stuff, you want a tire size that isn't gonna drop your miles per gallon a ton, right? At the same point in time, some people just don't care about that. And I happen to be one of those people, but so there's 3 factors, right? What type of driver are you? Do you drive a ton? Do you go off-roading? Do you already have your truck lifted? If so, what size lift? These are all questions that I can ask in response to that. And so we'll go over and answer to them each real fast. So let's go with this guy. So 37s, right? 37 1350, this guy's probably got this is a 7-inch lift on a 2500. With this vehicle, it's a Duramax, so gas mileage is gonna be pretty solid all around. But when you do throw a 7-inch lift and a 37 on there, I would say you're probably dropping your miles per gallon 2.5 to 4 miles per gallon is what you're looking at when you take a jump that intense in size. Going up from what they originally come with, which is like a 33, 34, all the way to a 37. And not only a 37, but the big factor is that you're actually increasing the width by like 4 inches. They're typically like max 9 wides. and you're going to 13.5s, and typically they're like 8.2s. And so you're increasing that width quite a lot as well. That's just a lot more weight on the vehicle. There's a lot more weight on the tires, a lot less rotations actually. That's one of the factors that you gotta look at is do I drive a lot, and do I want my miles per gallon to go down that much? Because it will. But every vehicle is also different. So take my 2.5 to 4 with a grain of salt. I've seen people that have done that and say that it changed like a mile, and so they weren't that impressed. The other thing you want to consider is your truck lifted? Because with a 3.5, there are a certain set of tires that can go to a certain set of vehicles. If you have a Ram, a 3.5 might be able to fit a 35 with some modifications, maybe no modifications. If you have a Chevy, that's just not gonna work. You're not gonna be able to fit a 35. You'll be able to fit a 33 1250 max. And you might only be able to do that with a 20x9 wheel. And so you have to find a guide, and a lot of times that guide is gonna be the salespeople up in the office, or myself, or anybody on our staff that's gonna be able to help you out. Or there's guides and charts online, but you can always just call us and ask us what the biggest size you can fit on, and we'll give you a straight answer. And we'll also give you an answer probably if you want to do some trimming. But if you don't have a lift and you want to go bigger tire size, just go one size up from what comes from the factory. That is typically going to be your max size that you're able to do. Go up in size what's reasonable if you don't have a lift on it yet. And then the next one is off-roading. So if you are one to want to do off-roading, obviously any type of trail work or Baja type of things where you're going over rocks and stuff, you want to make sure that you have enough tire to where you can decrease the tire pressure and still have enough tire to be able to mold around any rocks or anything like that. With that, I would say you have a Jeep or a Bronco or a truck of any sort, at least do a 33. Lift your vehicle to the point where it can fit a 33. I've gone over some rocks mostly on accident. I don't like do that much off-roading on like trails or anything, but I'm glad to say that I had a 33 because I could feel that if I didn't, it would definitely scrape the inside of my rim or pop my tire. And also make sure that you have you've got the right load range. That's very important when doing off-roading, hauling, or anything like that, is taking into this aspect the load range of what you're not only hauling, but if you have a higher load range, it's gonna be a harder tire. The ply is gonna be like a 12 instead of an 8, right? And so it's gonna be harder to pop. And so that's good for off-roading as well. Might not be the most comfortable on the road, but it doesn't I haven't noticed that much of a difference, just a little bit here and there.
Will a lift get hurt by ride quality?
We just did a full video on this actually. It was literally the last one we posted. That link is gonna be like right there, or maybe down below, I don't know. But getting a lift can hurt your ride quality. Yeah, I will say that. Getting a lift and doing it improperly can hurt your ride quality. There are many things you can do and precautions you can take to make sure that that doesn't happen, such as torquing everything to spec, such as getting correct shocks for the weight of your vehicle and what you're looking to load onto your vehicle if you're hauling, whether your vehicle is a 1500, 2500, getting the correct shocks that line up with that vehicle and what it needs to be and the weight that it is hauling. So also getting the correct upper control arms. Upper control arms like BDS, forged upper control arms. Honestly, on any Chevy, you want to make sure that you get forged upper control arms of any freaking sort. I don't care, just do it. And then making sure that all the components of the lift are going to be spec'd for that lift. Don't try to combine stuff and make your own lift unless you truly know what you're doing. So make sure everything goes correctly with your vehicle, that each lift component matches up. And if you are doing some janky stuff, ask somebody that knows how to do it first. Or if you do know how to do it, then please send in your stuff because that would look sweet. That would be really cool. But yeah, make sure everything goes together, and then also making sure that your alignment is done, your wheels and tires are mounted in balance. I recommend Hunter alignment machines. They are really the most accurate, as well as Road Force mount and balance machines. They are phenomenal. If you keep all those in check, you should be a-okay for your ride quality, staying roughly the same, if not just changing a little bit. Not so much changing in the aspect of becoming worse, just becoming different.
Are lifted trucks harder to maintain?
No, they're not harder to maintain. No, there's trucks in general, cars in general, you need to maintain. It's not going to give you, it's not going to make more time than it would a regular truck, because all the components of a lift are actual components of a vehicle. They just happen to be supersized usually. Yeah, not so much that it takes more to maintain. There are different aspects you need to account for probably a little bit more frequently. but it's not a difficult thing. Just like some stuff like shocks, and you should do this either which way, but make sure you get your shocks done every 100 to 150,000 miles. Get your shocks done. Ball joints, upper control arms, if you don't do it correct the first time, that's gonna be a pain in the butt to maintain, because especially if you have a Chevy or GMC, you're gonna end up with your wheel on the ground, and it's not gonna be fun. So do it right the first time and get forged upper control arms. Steering sometimes can be a headache. I've seen it be a headache in the past. And then like sometimes when you do real big stuff that's complex, you'll need a new rack and pinion kit. But this is all stuff that should be taken care of, and it will be figured out or taken care of the first go around. So maintenance wise, no, I wouldn't say that it's more maintenance. I would say that it's the same amount of maintenance. That initial step, you might, or the manufacturer or the people that are installing it might see some problems that come into play. That's all stuff we take care of. That's all stuff we update you on and should let you know about. And then you need to trust us. You need to trust us that we're gonna be able to do it, and we will do it. It's just, it might take more time if something does come up, but that's just communication between a customer and a supplier or an installer. And stuff like that just happens to happen sometimes.
Question number 5, is it worth it to lift your truck?
Is it worth it? Yeah, it's another opinion piece, right? Because what are you doing? How old are you? What do you want to look like? What are you looking to drive like? What are you looking to drive through? These are all things that come into account. Do I haul? Do I go off-roading? Do I care about the look of this? Do I like the look from factory? These are all things that can take into account. I'm the type of person that saw my truck in the factory and it looks great, but it just needs a little bit of something. And so I kept the stock rims, I put 33s on it with a level kit. That's my opinion. It's like you only need to do so little to make it look so much better. Why not do it? And it didn't cost me a ton. It cost me like $2-3 grand. Yeah, I think that was worth it to me. Not only can I now go in fields, I have F-load tires so I can haul more than I used to be able to. And it looks badass, man. So why the heck not? For $3 grand, you can get all that. You can be able to haul more. You can be able to go through things that you weren't previously able to go through. You can go up steep pitches of mud with no problem if you put it in a 4-wheel drive. You can go mudding with your friends. You can take it on the beach. You can, it looks badass. I think for $3 grand, I'm pretty all right with that investment. But again, it's all opinion based. If you're not doing any of that, then I would say you don't need to, and it's not worth it. But if you are one that, cares about the look of your truck and just wants it to not only look good, but be able to have those capabilities in the back of your pocket, yeah, I would say it is 1,000,000% worth it. Those are some of the most popular questions we get here at Krietz on a day-to-day basis, and what my opinion is on a lot of them, and just a peace of mind for some of you with those same questions all throughout the world. So if you have any questions like that or any different questions, please drop them below in the comments or give us a call at 301-694-4642. My name is Pete. Give a call to Kyle, Marissa, Kevin, Junior, anybody up in the aftermarket shop, and we'll be able to get you guys taken care of. We'll see you in the next one. Peace. Subscribe to Krietz Customs to win a free set of wheels and tires. If we hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, we'll be giving away a set just like this, a 35, 12, 50, 22 Fury Country Hunter on a 22x12 fuel wheel. If you want those, go ahead and subscribe to Krietz Customs, and we will see you when we give you those wheels away.